We had some adversity early on. I thought their guy made a good play and jumped in front of a route, and our defense did a great job of stopping them to make it a 3-0 game rather than 7-0. I thought that was really important for us defensively. And then I thought we could run the football. We were able to run the football to get us a little bit of a cushion in that second quarter. And then, in talking to the offensive coaches, they just blitzed us almost every down in the second and third quarter, and you can't block them all. So then we had to be able to throw the football, and that's something that we've been kind of looking for all year. You guys have asked about it. We've been looking for it all year, that it was more than just Zach Vrah. It was Andrew Bonnet. It was Connor Wentz. It was Trevor Gephardt. It was Kerry Woods. People showed up today and made some plays, and if people are going to blitz as much as what Missouri State did, then we've got to be able to throw the football. So I was really pleased with our defensive effort the whole game. There's a lot of seniors on defense that remember a couple years ago we didn't play very well on defense, and really got it handed to us in the second half, and they wanted to make sure and make a statement, and I was really pleased with the victory. It's always bittersweet because that's a dear friend of mine across the way, and Coach Allen, a guy that's meant the world to me, and but really happy for the win.
Coach, describe after Carson's second pick, what changed? Did you say anything to him? Because it seemed like the last 2 minutes of the game flipped like that.
Yeah, I didn't say anything to Carson. You don't need to say much to Carson. I got to look at that one. Dom, you guys probably saw it better than I did. I don't know if it was the blitzer that batted the ball, if it was somebody that we didn't cut at the line of scrimmage. I couldn't see that play. But when our defense was able to stop them and they missed the field goal, I think that was a really key point, because then we said we've got to be able to run the football, and then Carson got a hot hand too.
It just seemed like he was more confident in his throws and got it out. You think it was after that second pick he just said it's time to let it rip? I think he made
He might have. That's a good point. But once again with Carson, the thing I really appreciate about watching him play, he doesn't let the play before affect him. He doesn't, even if he has a successful throw, he knows I'm only as good as my next play. And so he's got a short memory. I really like that about him, because he's a gunslinger back there, but boy, he threw some great balls in that second half, with and against the wind.
Just talk about the defense, early on, while the offense was kind of struggling to get it going, keeping going in the turnovers that they created.
Yeah, defensively we were really sound. We maintained our gap integrity. That quarterback's a really good player. We had to corral him. We had to keep him in the pocket. We worked a bunch of things. I thought our defensive coaches had a tremendous game plan to keep him in the pocket. We knew he would sprint out. We worked that route a bunch right before half that Travis picked off. We worked that a bunch in practice because they hurt us on it the year before as well. And then, like you said, the turnovers. Kyle, I thought, made an unbelievable play on the interception, and they were just really focused group today.
What about Perkins being back in the line?
How about that? I was so happy for Perk, to get the opportunity to play and be a contributor. And he's battled some hamstrings and stuff, but we worked him all week in the cold weather and the wind in Fargo and said, you've got to be able to make some plays in the kicking game, and he sure did. And so, once again, there's a guy that hasn't had his number called until week 11, and really happy for that young man that he was a big contributor in our success today.
What do you think of Manuel's stiff arm on that return? And do you think,
I didn't see it.
Okay.
Did he get his? Yeah, I didn't see it. It was a great play, and I didn't even see where he got tackled at. But that didn't surprise me with Kyle. Kyle always wants to play tailback and fullback, but we'll keep him at D end.
What's wrong with C.J. Smith?
He hurt his knee, and he'll be back fine to go on Monday.
With CJ out, it didn't look like the secondary missed a beat with Trey starting. Did you anticipate it would be? Were you concerned at all?
Yeah, I was really concerned. CJ's, in my opinion, is one of the top corners in all of FCS, and it's kind of proven out. He hasn't given up very many passes this year. Really concerned me. I thought the wind played a little bit of a factor, especially in the first half. It died down a little bit in the second half, but in the first half, I thought it played a big factor in tougher to throw it into the wind, and we needed to hold on to the football. But I was really pleased with how both Trey and Champ played, and even Zach getting in there some. So, we were nicked up. Higgs and Duds were game-time decisions to play, and those guys found a way to get it out there because they knew we needed them today.
Connor Wentz's game, is this something you've been seeing in practice all season long?
Not really, but he's had those glimpses, and Carson's got a lot of confidence in all of our guys, and so I was, once again, he's no different than Perk, a guy that nobody knows much about. We see him a lot and know he has the capabilities, but to do it on a big stage as opposed to practice was really encouraging. I hope guys like Perk, guys like Wentz, guys like Kerry Woods get some confidence from today. Trey Dempsey, get some confidence from today that I belong. It's no different than Nick DeLuca against South Dakota. You get your opportunity. We expect you, and the program expects you to excel in those opportunities.
You concerned at all about sending a statement after how the game went last week with you and I to come out?
I think our guys were. We talked about it, but as I've told you, this group of seniors is so special that they talked about it. They emphasized it to the young guys that we can't let off the gas even at halftime, because that was our issue 2 years ago here. We had a nice lead at halftime 2 years ago and had done some good things, and then all of a sudden we're in a dogfight. So I appreciate those seniors more than anybody knows about what they've given to this program.
Your goal is title now is become a reality next week. I know you don't like to look ahead a week, but what do you say to that?
Well, I would. That's what we talked about in the locker room before I came over here. Was when we all got together in January and sat in the team room. Our goal was to win the Missouri Valley Conference title. That was our team goal. And outside of our room, there was probably a lot of people that maybe thought that was I don't know how realistic of a goal it was. And now we have that opportunity to play in front of our fans and have a chance to win the conference title, and can't ask for anything more.
Was it a challenge out there, environment, wind?
Absolutely. I didn't think it was cold because we'd faced that back in Fargo, but absolutely, I thought the wind was tricky and affected the kicking game. I still think it affected the throwing game, especially into the wind.
How about just having no people in the stands? Was there any energy? You guys had energy, obviously, but what the atmosphere?
Yeah, it was. We told our guys it was more about us this weekend, not about the Bears and the environment. If you can't get up and excited about playing football after coming off a loss, then you probably don't belong playing football. And so our guys we were not going to let the lack of a crowd, energy, weather, any of those things, the elements could not. I wasn't going to come in here and say, boy, we just couldn't get up because there wasn't enough fans or it was too cold. Now we weren't buying any of that in our locker room this week.
Any more injuries?
Vaudelin didn't play the second half. I think he bruised some ribs. That's the only thing I saw or heard of.
Do you know anything about Barlow at all? Anything further on him?
I didn't see what that injury was.
You said that Kyle was the best defensive end of the FCS back in August. His play certainly seems to, I don't know if he heard you, but back that up this entire season.
Yeah, I would be. There's a lot of great people deserving, but he should be right up there for our Conference Player of the Year as well as the FCS Player of the Year. I mean, he should be up there in consideration. There's a lot of great defensive players in our league. He should be in consideration.
Anything else, Coach?
Thanks, guys.
So,